Welcome to this video. In this video, we will be discussing about Angular multiple interceptor. In the last video, we have discussed about how to mock the response using Angular interceptor, and this video is extension to that video, and we will be learning more about Angular multiple interceptors. So when we worked in an enterprise application, then we have multiple interceptor, and we in this through this video we will be understanding the flow. I have created a one sample application. It is very simple application, and the purpose of this Angular application just to understand the multiple interceptors. So if you will see in my screen, I have my app module. It is a starting point of Angular application. It's a startup module file, and then we have four interceptor: authentication interceptor, error interceptor, mock response interceptor, and retry API interceptor. And in a similar in this sequence, I have registered these interceptor into my app module file. So my first is authentication interceptor, another is error interceptor, and mock response interceptor, and retry API interceptor. So why I am showing you this sequence? Because it matters when we register the registration of the interceptor is important to understand the flow. Okay, let's move ahead and then discuss about so let's just discuss about how the request will pass through this all the interceptor. So as we already know that interceptor purpose means interceptor will intercept our HTTP request. It means if each and every HTTP request will pass through this interceptor, and once the API response is ready, then the response will pass through the interceptor. Means request will pass through this interceptor, and your response will pass through this interceptor. But this is not single interceptor, right? It's a four interceptor. So we need to understand in this video, we are you can say we are trying to understand how the flow will happen. So if you will see, authentication interceptor is registered first. So it means first request will come into this interceptor, and this part before next dot handle, it's a request area, and after next dot handle, it's a response area. Similarly in each and every interceptor, so if you will see, before next dot handle is a request area, and after that a response area. Similarly here also, this is my request area. So first, if you will see, if any request will come, it will come to this interceptor. So this should execute console.log one should execute, and we should be able to see into the our browser console. Similarly, this area should execute, and this area should execute request area should execute first of the third interceptor, and then the last interceptor and console log dot will execute. Okay, and this return is a last return, right? Next dot handle is the last. So this will call your API. This will call your API, and it will, once the response is ready, then this will execute first. So if you will see, after console.log4, I am having console.log5, and then this will return the response to the next second last interceptor. So means now it will call the API, and it will get the response first, then it will get your response, then this will get, and then your first interceptor will get the response at the last. So as we know, in this area we can mutate our response. In this area we can mutate our request. So in this authentication interceptor, if you will, you can modify your request in this area, and you can modify your response in this area. So whatever you will modify in request in this area, that will be available in this interceptor, and whatever you will modify request in this area, that will be available in this interceptor, right? And whatever you will modify request in this area, so that will not be available into the next interceptor because we don't have any other interceptor. Now if you will modify your response in this area, that will be available in this interceptor. And whatever you will modify, your if you don't modify, you can pass it as it is, the same response will reach here, and finally it will return to the calling component, or you can say calling service. Okay, let us see how it works. So if I this is my simple Angular application. Same code is running, whatever I shown you. So if you will see in the same way it is executing. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, authentication interceptor, then error interceptor, and then mock response interceptor, and then retry API interceptor. So it is now calling your API, so that it takes some time, and in that time Angular find out to show this message. So Angular find out some time to show this message. Now your response come to the last interceptor, and then 6, 7, 8. We can see, right, your console.log first here. So the the intention of this video to just show the flow of an Angular interceptor. Hope this will help you.